Jimmy Butler has always been one of the most controversial stars in the NBA. From his intense leadership style to his infamous clashes with teammates, he's been labeled everything from a locker room cancer to an irreplaceable winner. But if there's one thing we should have learned by now, it's this: you never trade Jimmy Butler. The Golden State Warriors are proving that right now, and it's becoming clearer with every game they play. When the Warriors traded for Butler, there were plenty of skeptics. Some thought his fiery personality would clash with Draymond Green. Others believed he wouldn't fit into the Warriors' pass-heavy system. And then there were those who simply thought Butler's best days were behind him. But since arriving in Golden State, Jimmy Butler has silenced every single doubt, and in just a few short weeks, he has completely transformed the team's championship hopes. Before the trade, the Warriors were a team in crisis. Steph Curry, the heart and soul of the dynasty, was struggling by his standards. His shooting efficiency had dropped, his scoring numbers were down, and worst of all, the Warriors looked uninspired. They were sitting at 9th in the Western Conference, barely clinging to playoff contention, and their defense was a mess. Andrew Wiggins had failed to rediscover the magic from their 2022 title run, and the Warriors lacked a true secondary playmaker. The energy was gone, the chemistry looked off, and their championship window seemed to be slamming shut. Then came Jimmy Butler. From the moment he stepped on the court in a Warriors jersey, everything changed. Butler didn't just bring defense or scoring, he brought a level of intensity and leadership that this team desperately needed. Suddenly, Golden State wasn't just competing, they were dominating. In his first 6 games with the Warriors, they outscored opponents by an incredible 14.3 points per 100 possessions when Butler was on the floor. That's not just good, that's elite. Butler's presence has rejuvenated Steph Curry in a way no one saw coming. Before the trade, Curry was averaging a solid but unspectacular 22.7 points per game on 43.1% shooting. But since Butler's arrival, those numbers have skyrocketed to 29 points per game on 49.1% shooting. It's not a coincidence. Jimmy has taken defensive pressure off Steph, allowing him to move more freely off the ball and hunt for his signature deep threes. Defenders can't double-team Steph the way they used to because Butler is always lurking, ready to attack the rim or find an open teammate. And it's not just Steph benefiting from Butler's presence. The entire Warriors roster has leveled up. Draymond Green has embraced Jimmy as a kindred spirit, both of them bringing an old-school toughness that forces their teammates to elevate their games. Young players like Brandon Podziemski are flourishing with Butler as a mentor, playing more aggressive defense and making smarter offensive decisions. Jonathan Kuminga, who hasn't played since early January, is expected to return soon, and with Butler in the mix, he could be the Warriors' secret weapon come playoff time. Many doubted whether Butler and Draymond could coexist, given their reputations as fiery competitors. But instead of clashing, they've formed an instant bond. Draymond has openly praised Butler's basketball IQ and leadership, going as far as saying he is learning from Jimmy every day. That's not something Draymond says about just anyone. The two have built a dynamic where they push each other, hold each other accountable, and lead the team together. One of the biggest reasons the Warriors have thrived with Butler is his ability to play the Andre Iguodala role, only better. Iguodala was the glue guy of the Warriors dynasty, a defensive mastermind who could guard multiple positions, facilitate the offense, and hit timely shots. But Butler brings everything Iggy did and then some. He's an elite playmaker, a tenacious defender, and, most importantly, a legitimate scoring threat. While Wiggins contributed valuable minutes during their last championship run, he never had Butler's vision or playmaking ability. And when it came down to crunch time, Wiggins was never the type of player to demand the ball and make the right play every single time. Of course, when Butler first arrived, the skeptics insisted that he wouldn't be able to take a backseat to Steph. They said he was too much of an alpha, that he wouldn't be willing to sacrifice for the greater good. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Butler has fully embraced his role as the Warriors' second option, understanding that this is Steph's team while still playing like a superstar. The supposed ego clash? It never happened. Instead, Butler and Steph have built mutual trust, and that chemistry has made the Warriors lethal. Draymond Green has so much faith in this team that he's already making bold predictions. In a recent interview, he didn't just say the Warriors could win the championship, he guaranteed it. And when asked about his relationship with Butler, Draymond summed it up perfectly: alphas don't need to prove to each other that they're alphas. There's a level of respect there. That respect is what makes this Warriors team so dangerous. Butler didn't come in trying to take over. He came in to win. And now, Golden State has something no other team in the Western Conference has: battle-tested championship experience combined with fresh energy and hunger. The Nuggets have Jokic. The Thunder are young and explosive. The Clippers have a deep roster. But none of them have the mix of talent, chemistry, and playoff pedigree that Golden State does with Butler in the fold. playoff Jimmy Butler is a different beast, and the NBA has seen that firsthand. In 2020 and 2023, he carried the Miami Heat to the NBA Finals, despite being on teams that were, by all accounts, outmatched. In 2023, he led an 8-seed Heat team past Giannis and the Bucks, averaging a ridiculous 37.6 points per game in the series. Now, imagine what he can do with a teammate like Steph Curry by his side. So, if there's one lesson the NBA should have learned by now, it's this: you never trade Jimmy Butler. The Timberwolves? Teams that give up on him almost always regret it. They haven't recovered since. The 76ers? They chose Tobias Harris over him and have yet to reach the finals. They let him go, and now they're struggling to stay relevant in the East. The Miami Heat? The Warriors? They did the exact opposite. They believed in him, and now, they might just be holding the key to another championship. The NBA has been warned. Jimmy Butler and the Warriors are here, and they're not going anywhere. So, what do you think? Did the Warriors just pull off one of the smartest trades in NBA history, or will things eventually fall apart? One thing's for sure, Jimmy Butler isn't just another star. He's a game changer, a culture setter, and the kind of player you never trade away. The rest of the league better take notice, because the Warriors might have just found the missing piece to another championship run. The numbers back it up. In Miami, Butler was already known for his playoff heroics, but now, surrounded by an even better supporting cast, he's showing just how unstoppable he can be. He's averaging 20 points, 5.5 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game in a Warriors system that thrives on ball movement and unselfish play. But perhaps the most impressive part? He's getting to the free throw line more than ever, averaging 9.2 attempts per game, up from 6.4 in Miami. That's the Butler effect. His ability to draw fouls and slow the game down in crucial moments is something the Warriors haven't had since their championship peak. And then there's the mental aspect. Butler has always been known for his relentless work ethic and no-nonsense attitude, and that mindset is rubbing off on the entire Warriors roster. Gone are the careless turnovers and lackadaisical possessions that plagued Golden State earlier this season. They're playing with a renewed focus, a sense of urgency that only a player like Butler can bring. His impact goes beyond the box score, he's a culture changer. Tying it into your channel NBA Deep Dive while keeping the energy high. So, what do you think? Did the Warriors just pull off one of the smartest trades in NBA history, or will things eventually fall apart? One thing's for sure, Jimmy Butler isn't just another star. He's a game changer, a culture setter, and the kind of player you never trade away. The rest of the league better take notice, because the Warriors might have just found the missing piece to another championship run. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to NBA Deep Dive for more deep cut analysis, and let me know in the comments, are the Warriors legit title contenders with Butler, or will the experiment fail? See you in the next one.